Hey everyone, it's Tyler and Michelle Stroik from Universal Rackets, and in this video, we are going to save your marriage. Once again, if you watch this whole video, you might get less fights with your partner, you might not walk home as many times, and again, we might save your marriage. Now, we are not marriage counselors, but this video is going to be for all of the couples out there. If it's your wife, if it's your husband, if it's your partner, this is going to change the game because we are going to be talking about how to play doubles with your partner. More specifically, how to play mixed doubles. So even if you're not married to the person, if you have a crush on them and you want them to still talk to you, this is going to be the video for you. Now, to start off mixed doubles, it's not easy.
Well, I feel like we're very, extremely qualified to speak on this because we've been playing pickleball now for 3 years, and I can guarantee you the percentages are very low for people that still play with their significant other after 3 years.
And that's a big thing. I feel like there's a lot of players when we meet people and we're like, oh, does your husband or wife or partner play pickleball? And they're like, yeah, but I don't play with them. And we're like, why? And it's because they don't like it.
They don't have
it gets
the information
intense.
that we are going to give them today.
Here's the thing. I do not care how tight you guys are in your relationship. Playing doubles in pickleball is a total different thing. It's going to test different boundaries that you've never thought you've crossed or had before.
Yeah.
And it's like so intense in the moment. And so this video, again, we're going to give you tips, tricks, and strategies to play better mixed doubles with your partner. So should we get started?
We should.
So what's the number one thing that you think?
The number one thing that everyone needs to accept in mixed doubles, it's just communication. You have to know who's doing what job, and your expectations of the other player need to be in the ground.
Yeah. I remember when we were playing Mother's Day, for your Mother's Day, an amazing Mother's Day gift. Why not go and play a actual pickleball tournament? We went for this Mother's Day tournament. Happy Mother's Day, babe.
That day?
We're literally going to try to lose the fastest as possible and get sent home. We literally came there at like 8 a.m. for our matches, and we probably left there at 10:30, and we were home with the kids at 11 because we got our butt kicked.
Yeah.
And that was not really that great of Mother's Day.
Forgot about that.
Good, I'm glad. But the number one thing I think, again, like you said, is communication.
Yes.
The one thing that you don't want to do, and this is not just with your partner, but with anyone, is you don't want to just play and like not talk to the other person. So tip number one is always have one type of communication mechanism. That can be paddle tapping, that can be giving a high five. If you want to spice it up, that could be a little slap on the behind, whatever you want. But you want to give some type of communication skill when you're playing doubles every single point. So regardless of what happens on the point, she can pop the ball up in the air to the person so they can smash it down really easily, like serve it on a silver platter to them, like happens most times. And regardless of what happens, you still do your high five, you're that, or you're that once you're done. Every single point, it will make a big difference. The next tip that I would like is just smile.
Yeah.
I mean, not even in just mixed doubles, but in regular pickleball or like whatever you're doing in life. I'm not just a couples counselor now, I'm a philosopher. Just smile. When you smile, you have more fun. You feel better about yourself. So don't frown, force yourself to smile. Hey, great job popping the ball up, babe. Great job, that was so awesome. I'm so glad that you had your backhand speed up and you hit it right down into the net. Like, it was so good. And what's funny too is like when you miss, then I miss. Whenever I get mad, here's the funny thing is like, guys, whenever I get mad at her for doing something, I will mess up the next shot every single time. I'll miss my serve, I'll hit the drop right into the net, I'll hit the drive to the fence. It's pretty funny how.
So that's tip number two is whenever whoever messes up, don't comment on it. Just go back and resume the next point. Like we're all gonna mess up, we're all gonna make mistakes. It's just so much more heightened when you love the person because there's so much more in between us.
And it's funny too because people approach pickleball, like even if you're playing rec play, I'm not even talking about tournaments yet, but playing rec play, you'll go, oh, it's just pickleball, I'm playing with my wife, it's fine. And like the first couple points will be okay, and then you start bickering and it gets really intense and it's crazy. My next tip, and this is a huge tip, is make sure you guys play some type of match together before signing up for a tournament. I think the best way to end it with your relationship is to go, hey babe, let's play a pickleball tournament together. You sign yourself up, you go and play your first time ever at an actual tournament. Don't do that. Go and play a couple practice matches, do a couple rec play, and see like how you and your partner respond. For example, Michelle, you kind of like to be talked to like during the points and everything like that. However, me, when I get really competitive, I don't want to hear squat. I come from tennis, a singles background. It would be me, myself, and I. When you try to talk to me during the point, I literally want to throw my paddle at your face.
Point. I'm like,
she always
why
wants
did
to
I
talk.
miss? Oh, let's figure that out.
So that's another big thing, trying to find what your partner likes. For example, Michelle, she likes to talk after. Me, whenever I miss or something in an intense tournament, the last thing that I want to hear is, oh yeah, how's the day going? Or look at the sky, it's blue. No, just shut up and let me try to do it again. So understanding how your partner gets. And that's a big thing. In pickleball, you want to understand your opponents. Another strength that you can get for yourself is understanding how your partner is and what they like and what they don't like.
Right.
Now, any other things that you would recommend?
Well, we need to talk about the actual positioning on the court and the roles of what each person has to do and the job that needs to get done in mixed doubles, because it is a whole different game than gender doubles.
Yeah, and so we went over tips on how to, again, smile, communicate, understand what they like.
And just the next point, whatever happens, you go back to the thing and you have a goldfish mindset. Like, you just forget about it, move on. Nice to see you. Next point, let's go.
And it's easier said than done, but if you play over and over again, that's why we said, like, play tons of practice matches, it's going to get easier.
Yeah.
It's funny, though, for mixed doubles teams, because, like, when we play other mixed doubles teams, and I'm not going to mention them, it's funny, the longer you play, the more chance you have of, like, melting down. So it's funny, like, there'll be some players that are literally, like, they're newbies that play with their partner, and they'll get really mad at first. Others are like, good job, babe, that's okay, that's perfect, good job, good job, good job. Then 1 game later, okay, come on, and 2 games later, what the heck are you doing? 3 games later, drop the paddle and leave. We should actually do a reel on that, like, for mixed doubles, because that's how it works. So if you're ever playing a mixed doubles team in a tournament, just keep them hitting balls over and over again, because eventually, even if they watch this video, something's going to happen and they're probably going to start arguing. So let's go over positioning instead of just tactics now.
Yeah.
All right. So
say you have to first establish who's the better player.
All right, let's go up to the kitchen.
Or who's the more aggressive player, and say sometimes it could be the girl.
Yeah.
Like Gabby and Brandon.
So the first thing that you have to do, positioning yourself with your partner, is you have to establish who is the dominant player. Now, this can be the girl in the mixed doubles match. It can be. However, for us, who is it?
Daddy.
Yes, thank you. It's me. Okay? So what does that mean? If you're the more dominant player, you are going to play the left side, and the non-dominant player is going to play the right side. Another reason why we like doing this is because I'm very powerful on my forehand, but also I can be aggressive on my backhand. But Michelle, she has this amazing forehand put-away shot. Now, this kind of sucks, but this is reality, and we're just hitting it straight to you, is that in mixed doubles, 9 times out of 10, they're going to target the weaker player.
The right side player.
And I would say, for the most part, if you're playing the same level, it's always going to be the girl. And that's just the way it is, unless there are mixed doubles teams that we've played against where, for example, Brandon and Gabby. Gabby comes from a high tennis background and everything like that. Brandon kind of picked up pickleball, he's getting into it. Gabby has way more power than Brandon. Gabby is playing the left side every single time.
Right.
So there's different. But if 2 pickleball players, probably you're going to be playing the right side, the women, and they're going to be targeting you the whole time.
Yeah, we could just refer to it as the right side player and the left side player, and the left side's more dominant, and the right side is more setting up the putaways.
So you're going to go over here, and here's a big thing where you'll watch videos of us playing, and people will say, like, hey, stop taking her ball. Like, you're a ball hog. Stop taking her ball every single time. And what's going to happen is, if you haven't watched this video, your husband's going to come over here, or your partner's going to come over here, and they're going to take this ball. Oh my gosh, I am on their side. I am horrible, everything like that. Well, what is it? It is my forehand. So all of this is still my ball. And again, when you watch pickleball, and you'll see, like, oh my God, that guy's a ball hog. they're not being a ball hog. They're doing the proper type of movement and proper type of shot.
I like to think about it as lanes. So there's 3 lanes on each side of the court. This whole lane is Tyler's. This is not mine anymore because we're playing mixed doubles. So he actually has 4 lanes to cover, and I only have 2. I should never, ever, ever take a backhand in the middle. If it's a dink, it's his immediately, especially if it's in his lane.
Yeah.
If it's a backhand, his forehand should be on it before my backhand even thinks about it.
So playing mixed doubles, you have to understand and you have to accept that.
Yeah.
Because where we would even start is, and I am sometimes, I would admit it, I get intense. I can be a ball hog and I can take your balls sometimes.
Right.
Which,
at the end of the day, the first thing I said though was communication. So I should be saying mine or
yeah.
you. And that trumps
talking
all
with
the
your
lanes.
opponent.
That trumps all of the ball hog. The words mine or yours or you or me trumps everything.
And that's a big thing, I think, not just communicating after the point or before the point, but communicating during the point. And this is any type
drops,
of doubles.
everything.
If you're playing rec play, if you're playing a pickup game with a person that you just met, the words mine or you or I got it, use it every single time, because there's going to be times where she's over here, I'm going to be over here, and we're going to have a ball here. Clearly I should take it, but maybe I think you have a high backhand and I can't get to it. Mm-hmm. And we're just going to both think about it, and then the ball's going to go. You should rather say, hey, mine, I got it, or you, mine. It works huge when you're playing pickleball, especially with the drops, which we're going to get into a second. Right. So the first thing is again, understanding the different lanes, like you said, and repeat it again.
So there's 3 lanes. Okay, this is the division of who's playing what side. You're playing the left side, I'm playing the right side. My right side has 3 lanes, so 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. You have 3 over there. My left side, my third right here, this is all Tyler's ball in mixed doubles. All of these are his.
Yeah.
And then I have to just cover these 2. Now, if the ball is going up the line over there, I do have to shift with him so that I'm covering the court, and that leaves my last lane open there, but he still has all of this to cover.
And I'm still over here, and shifting, and that's another thing that I want to get into. Whenever the ball goes to the right side, we are going to move over here. Oh my gosh, look again, I'm on her side. That's okay, I'm not a ball hog. Now, when the ball's on the left side, what are we going to do? Go over here. Now I still have this, but I have the backhand covered over here in case they go down the line. So a big thing is always be shifting. What you don't want to do is you don't want to go over there, and I don't want to be over here, because it's going to leave a huge hole in the middle.
And that's the best way to win a point on a team.
So a great way to think is you want to make sure that you have a rope tied to you. Or if you want to take it further and make it a little bit spicy, you want some handcuffs attached to you. So you can move over here or you can move over there, and always think wherever you go, your partner goes as well.
Yeah.
That's up at the kitchen. Now let's talk back at the baseline.
People might think I'm weird. Like, I'll go play an open play or rec, pick up whatever, and I just met you. I say you. Like the ball will be hit here. The return's coming here. We serve, the return's coming here, and I'm playing the right side, and the ball's right here at their feet, and I'll be like, you. I say you, even though it's very obviously, openly their ball to take. It's such a habit that I've developed to know who's taking the third shot.
Yes.
Whether it's a drive or a drop, or it's obviously on your side of the court, I'm always saying you. Because there is going to be that confusing middle ball.
Every single time. And those middle balls are like the dagger in the argument, the kickstart to the fire. Wait, you had the middle ball. What are you talking about? Wait, I thought I got it. And then boom, you're in the mire. So not only like we're giving you guys tips to communicate and be better, but we're covering up, or we're solving the main reasons why you're going to get into an argument from the first place. Right. If you're always moving together, it's going to protect you from that argument of you getting a middle ball.
Right.
So we're protecting you as well.
And we talked about who takes what ball at the kitchen.
So let's talk about back at the baseline. So back at the baseline, same thing. I want to take my forehand drop.
I should never take a backhand back.
You should never take a middle drop. Now this is different if you're a left-handed player. If you're a left-handed player, then you would, then I wouldn't, but we're talking about most of the players. You always want to take the forehand. So you're going to be over there. Even if the ball is over here, I'm going to take the drop. Now this is where I go wrong sometimes. I get really intense and I'm going to take the drop here. That's what you don't do.
You need to take my forehand drop because my forehand drops are sometimes better than yours. Because I have a great forehand drop.
I agree.
If it's my backhand, all day. Take it all day. Even if for some reason I'm pushed over there and it's in the second half, like if we even split this in two and it's half here, I'll still let him take a forehand over my backhand. But if it's right to my forehand, I got it. And that's where I'll say, mine, I got it.
Yeah. Now, what if it's over here?
He will take a backhand.
I'm going to take it, right?
Yeah.
So
it's kind of similar from the kitchen, but you're just moving back. But it's very important that you're saying who takes what ball.
Yes. Now, a big thing, though, is, again, you always want to, instead of just moving side to side with each other, which is what should happen, I go over here, you go over here. Now, let's talk about moving up together. Right. So, if I'm taking the drop, what you're going to do is if I have the drop, you're always going to be in front of me a little bit. Mm-hmm. The reason why you're going to be in front of me is if I'm hitting the drop here, I'm hitting my third shot, drop or drive, what are you going to do?
Expect to move up to the kitchen.
Expect to move up to the kitchen. So where players go wrong, and this is a huge thing, is that I'm going to take my drop, right? Say I take my drop here, go back there. You're behind or at me. Now, when I hit my drop, now run up to the kitchen, look, okay, stop. You're going to be there. Rather than I take my drop, right? So you're going to be in front of me. And now I take my drop, move up, and now look, she's going to be so much closer to the kitchen or at the kitchen. So you always want to make sure, and this isn't just for mixed doubles, this is for doubles in general, that you are in front of the person that is hitting the third shot. Once again, if I have the third shot, Michelle wants to be in front of me. Michelle, pretend you're going to take the third shot, hit the pose, good. Then I'm going to be in front of her coming in, or as Ryan Shea would say, get in tight, gotta get in tight.
Get in tight. And now we're going to talk about what happens during that drop. So say Tyler's taking a forehand drop and he knows it's not perfect, it's going high. It's not going in the net, but it's going high. He's going to say watch.
Yeah, or high.
Saying watch or stay lets me know, because I didn't take that shot, that the shot isn't perfect and we might want to stop where we are in the court before we get the ball put away at our feet.
And we just did a video on what to do after your third shot drop, and this is a huge thing that transformed my game in the past, I would say 6 months to a year, is instead of waiting for the result of your drop, you need to trust in the drop. Also, you need to let your opponent know before that drop actually happens.
Right.
So you're being proactive, not reactive. Because if you're up front, I'm taking the drop, right? I hit it. Now you see that it's high.
Yeah.
It's going to be way more delayed than I hit it high, stay back. And now you're going to be back, okay?
Right.
So you want to communicate. If you hit a bad drop, you are going to tell your opponent that you hit a bad, or your partner that you hit a bad drop, so you know that you're going to stay. And once again, that is communication along the lines of, I got it, yours, mine, high, good. Yep.
Right, and we have one more super important thing to discuss in mixed. That is going to be more closer to the kitchen, about who takes what ball after the return is shot. And then we're going to get into stacking.
Yes.
Because stacking is very important in mixed doubles, and stacking is something that I had a very hard time understanding when I first started playing.
Yeah. And you're like, especially like playing mixed doubles, you're like, why am I going to give him all the balls there?
Yeah.
Like, you're going to understand the significance of it.
It just makes sense.
So let's get into this first.
Okay, so we're going to talk about how, so say he hits the third shot and we're moving up to the kitchen, or even the return, we can back it up a step. So we're returning the ball, he hits his return, and he's back, right? So in pickleball, when you're returning, someone's back and someone's
And guys,
back.
this, at least us personally, I feel like this is the kickstart to all of our fights.
And this actually is something that we still see quite often, and it's all about court positioning and to understanding the concept here.
Yeah.
Which a lot of players, I don't think, get it.
Yeah, so I hit my return, I'm back here.
And I'm up here.
Boom, I hit my, let's just make sure the camera's good. Okay, so here we are. So I hit my return, boom, I'm coming in. Now, where do you want to go as a returner when you're playing a team? You want to go down the middle. Down the middle solves the riddle, perfect, right? So I'm running in. I'm around here after I hit my return. They hit their third shot drive straight ahead. And
He's on the move.
I'm on the moves. I'm not behind. Number one, I'm on the move, so I'm not set. Number two, I am behind the kitchen line. I am like waiting for you to get it. You're waiting for me to get it. Why are you waiting for me to get it? Because what's the rule? What did we say before? Well, it's your forehand. You're not supposed to take backhands.
This is your lane. I shouldn't even come over here.
Here, hold my beer. This is my thing the whole time. Get out of the way. But back here, right? You're thinking that because that's what most players think, because 9 times out of 10 they know that, right? Mm-hmm. I am back here. I can't get it. You don't get it. And then I'm like, why didn't you get that ball?
Did you want me to move over?
What are you talking about? Why did the ball was high? I'm back there. What are you doing?
Right.
And this is something that we've always known as a pickleball couple, but I feel like it really came to fruition a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Because why are we getting mad at each other every single time when a ball comes in middle off the return? And the reason why is, even if that's her backhand, if she is closer to the kitchen, you have free dibs to take it.
Free dibs, and a lot of things in pickleball are gray. They're not black and white.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give you a rule across the board that will solve this for everybody. So Tyler hits his return up the line, right?
Yep. Yeah.
He hits his ball up the line. Where should he go because he hit the ball up the line? He's moving up the line. Now, since I saw my partner hit the ball up the line, I'm not just going to stand here in my little ready position in the middle of my side. The ball's up the line. What do I have to do? This is black and white. Follow the ball. So when the ball is on that side of the court, I need to move over here because that person now has to hit the lowest percentage shot cross court and hit it to my kitchen, essentially, over here. That is such a small, low percentage shot. And even if they hit that shot, I have plenty of time to come over here now because the court is bigger this way.
Yep.
So if the ball is hit up the line, I have to come to the middle. Number one, we talked about he is on the move here, and I'm ready. I will take a backhand if it's coming up the middle, if he's not here yet for his forehand. And if it's coming cross court, that's my forehand all day.
Yeah.
So as long as you are following the ball on your return, you are going to be okay, and your court coverage will be flawless.
Because what happens, though, is even if the person, and this is the rule that I need to know every single time, the person that's up at the kitchen gets priority regardless of forehand and backhand. So it's like, number one, are you at the kitchen? You have dibs to take it. Number two, are you both at the kitchen? Then whoever has the forehand.
Yeah.
Here's what happens, okay? You're going to stand over there. I'm over here. Even if you know that you're supposed to take the ball, there's still such a big hole rather than you shifting over. And that's the same thing. If I go cross court, what's going to happen? Here we are. I take my return cross court. Here we are. Now
I'll
am
stay here. If it's cross court, I will stay here because the ball's now straight ahead of me.
Yes, so
unless
you have
it's
line.
really to their backhand corner, then I will kind of come over this way.
You can shift over, but that's your forehand, so you can easily go out to your forehand. And if they're going to go cross court, I can either get it, or if it's a floater, you can step in.
Just always follow the ball.
And I think a big thing is you have more right to step in, and it's more easier to step in when there's a high floater. And what I mean by that is, go back there real quick. If it's a drive, if you drive the ball, if it's a super deep drive and you're covering over there, I go cross court, I might need to get this ball because it's going to be really hard for you to shift over if you can read it. However, if the ball's floating, you can go over. It doesn't there's even a point in pickleball where the ball's floating, so you're over there, we're up at the kitchen together, and the ball is floating so high, at your back shoulder, I'm going to come over here and smash it down.
Yeah.
You're just going to get out, and I'm going to say mine, or I got it, and then you're going to get out of the way. So when the ball's literally just coming up in the air super big, that's when you're going to step in.
Yeah.
And that's when you have the right, regardless of what shot. So let's talk about stacking. Now, what's the first thing about stacking? Why do people even stack?
Stacking is to establish the same left side, right side positioning that you want for an optimal game.
Okay.
So like I said, I like to play the right side, he plays the left side. Stacking is when you rearrange back outside of the court or to the side of the court to keep your sides the way you want them to be.
Yeah. So, for example, when you serve, I like this side, Michelle likes that side. Now, how can I keep this side when Michelle has to serve on this side? Typically, what players will do if they don't want to keep their sides is, Michelle, you'll go over here, right? You're serving, and I have to go over here. Now our sides are messed up. Michelle's playing the left side, I'm playing the right side, she's having trouble. So instead of me staying on the side, you don't have to, because what's going to happen? I am going to go on this side of her. Now, when I go on this side of her, watch what is going to happen.
So
now, Michelle's going to serve the ball, then she's going to go over, and then I am going to get my forehand. Once again, come over here. Typically, Michelle serves on this side, I have to be on this side. No, you don't. Michelle's going to serve on this side. When she serves, I'm going to be over here. Then Michelle's going to go over, and then I am going to have
It's a
my
very easy
forehand.
to stack on your serve.
Very easy.
You just shift over. You serve the ball and you move to
Same
your spot.
thing on this
Serve,
side. So
move to your spot.
what for the right side, when I have to serve on the right side, this is the side that I don't want to be on, right? So where would Michelle typically be?
Over here.
So I'm going to serve, here we are, and now I'm on the side that I don't want. Guess what? Michelle's going to come around. Now I'm going to serve, and now what's going to happen? She's going to go over here, and I'm going to have forehand. Essentially, it always puts you on the side, and it gives the person on the closest side on this side, if you're a right-hand player, the forehand shot in the middle. Yeah. Now, a big thing with stacking, and I still have sometimes,
very confusing.
It's confusing. And here's the thing, you can be 100% professional stacker, and when you're playing intense matches and when you're playing people, you're gonna forget like where you should be. And what I mean by that is like, okay, if Michelle loses this point, and then it's a side out, right? So pretend you're gonna serve the ball real quick. Right, we serve, we lose this point, right? What I think's going to happen though, stay over here.
But the point played out, so I'm actually over here.
But what's going to happen though, which is going to be really easy, is you're going to serve the ball. We lose this point on this serve. I'm going to come up here.
Yeah, because I moved over to my side, but I have to realize actually I served from there, so we're switched.
And over here, and that's that's difficult, and that's again, even if you feel comfortable with, we would recommend playing in recreational play or games that don't matter before going out to a tournament stacking, because you will get mixed up. And what happened in our tournament?
Right.
If you are in the wrong position and you hit the ball, like it was crazy. So this is what happened. Michelle served the ball. She was here. Yeah. She served the ball. I came up here. You were back there. And we were ready, like we're playing, and they said to us, they're like, okay, are you ready? Are you good? They served the ball, and then they're like, our point, thank you. And they were kind of, again, it's pickleball, it gets intense. They were kind of rude about it, but they automatically won the point because we were in the wrong position. The wrong person returned the ball. Right. So we automatically lost the point. I actually think it happened to us twice in a row before we changed it.
Probably. And
they're like, are you in the right position? Your point. So make sure you understand how to stack.
So this is what we just taught is stacking on the serve. That's considered a half stack. Yeah. Now full stacking is a little bit more advanced, and I don't recommend jumping into a full stack if you're a new player, but for the purpose of the video, we will explain it now, and that is stacking on the return. So I still want to be on my right side. How do we make that happen when we're not serving?
Yeah, so it's going to be like this. So Michelle has the return.
Yes, so let's say I am here. I ended up serving here, we lost the point, it was a side out, so now I have to be here because I last served here, and I want to get to my side, I want to get to the right side. So they're serving there to Tyler. What's going to happen is he's going to hit his return. Now for this full stack, the return of serve needs to be deep. If it is a short return, you will set yourself up for failure because you won't have time to move to where you need to move. So he hits his return deep, we'll stay up the line, I move over here, and then we continue to play out the point.
We're going to be here.
So it's a return, and then they move diagonally straight to their side, and I shift over. There's also signs that are involved with
So there are typically 3 signs that you can think. We won't go through all the signs, but what's going to happen though is...
You can even make up your own signs.
So you're going to go stay is with the fist. Fake, I like to do this, like the hand thing, and then switch is this. So if Michelle hits me with this, right? So...
What do we, this?
That means that we're going to do this full stack that you're talking about. So I'll say yes, I'll hit the return, boom, and then we'll move up, and now we're on the proper sides, and we're good to go.
And it is always the person at the kitchen that is calling the play, the sign, giving the sign, stay, return, fake, and then the back person needs to confirm that they see it and they agree with it, because I could say no, stay, and then I'll switch my sign.
Yeah, and then you could get an argument for what type of hand signals that you're doing.
Exactly. So that is the full stack. You can use that to get to your side of the court that you want to be on to make sure that you win more points. And it's all about communication, patience, and just at the end of the day, the one thing we didn't say yet, it's just why it's worked for us, don't give up. Don't quit.
Yeah.
Don't quit on your partner.
That's a big thing too. And like when you play,
we could have quit 1,000 times.
when you play mixed doubles, it's like learning your whole relationship again, and just keep on going, stick with it. Use these things to like limit the bad things that can happen and communicate and have fun. And like you said, just keep on going, because the more you play, the better you're going to get. And we were way worse to start out than we were now. Yeah. And the reason why is like, I come from a tennis background. I played singles my whole life. When I lose in a sport, it's always my fault. So to play with someone, it was really difficult to have to like fathom like, okay, like it could be your fault, or like it's not, or like I got to talk to someone when I mess up. Usually when I mess up, it's like me, myself, and I.
And to be honest, like difficult. With our relationship and our mixed doubles team right here, the way that it ended up working out and falling into place for us is you just stopped being so intense. You just needed to chill.
I had the chill.
That was it. Once he chilled out, I still do whatever I do. Yeah. And then I've gotten better at pickleball, so I make less mistakes, and now we just play well.
But then there were times, though, like trying to find this, like I tried to be too chill, and then I wasn't intense. So it took a little bit of time. And but the thing is once you get that, there's not more fun than playing with your mixed doubles tournament.
We get to celebrate.
Yeah, and like after you're done, you guys can either get drinks to get over it, you can get drinks to celebrate, get some food after. Like it's a good time. And
yeah, because imagine winning that with a friend. It's just not as deep.
Yeah. So again, if you have a husband, wife, partner, and you are interested in playing pickleball with them, call them up. Watch this video. After you watch this video, text your friends. Schedule your first couple matches. Once you're ready, sign up for the tournament. And when you sign up for the tournament, you guys are going to need some matching paddles, matching gear, and everything like that. So you're going to click the link in the description and use our promo code INF-Universal. And you're going to get matching paddles, matching Selkirk gear for you to hit the courts. You're also going to subscribe to us, share with friends, like, and share this to another couple. Or share this if you're ever playing a mixed doubles couple that's super angry, share them this video, send it. They'll really enjoy it. Yeah. Saving one marriage at a time. Tyler and Michelle Strike from Universal Rackets. Have a good one. Happy hitting. Love your partner. Play pickleball with them. And we will see you guys next time on court. That was a good video.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah. Can we drill real quick?